All right, this isn't usually something I do here on the channel. We usually keep things like super fun, super light, and I don't like to react to content about people. Clearly, Nick's going through something to even make a video like this, so I don't know if it's like something happened or if it's for like mental health reasons or what. I don't know. Somebody sent me this and said wanted me to check it out. And Nik Nocturnal is such a polarizing figure, in metal, like for as far as content goes. His reactions are legendary. The interviews he's done, his different music series that he's done, podcasts. Just he's brought so many hours of hundreds and hundreds of hours of entertainment for everybody.
I've been doing content for over 11 years now. And the reason I started making content all the way back then was because I wanted to share music with people. I wanted to share metal, talk about it. I didn't have that really growing up. I didn't have people to talk about metal or breakdowns or 5/7/8 or guitar with that I could relate to. I was always kind of the weird one out.
The classic 5/7/8
that I could relate to. I was always kind of the weird one out that just, I didn't felt like I really belonged in anywhere. And that led me to what a lot of you guys might know, of course, as the OG, fast cover Nick guitar guy with CP24 on the TV that had the stocks going. People thought I was a stockbroker, but I'm not and never have been. And whether
I remember, I forget what video it was for. It was a guitar cover. It was for Fight My Regret by the Amity Affliction. And I'm pretty sure I saw like Sports Center on the tube. And I was trying to like peek at the Sports Center all while watching his cover. And I was like, this is pretty dope. Imagine like being in like your work office and, you're just banging out breakdowns, and then you just got Sports Center chilling up on the tube.
But I'm not and never have been. And whether you know that era of Nick or years later down the line, the fun metal meme skit guitar era or the reaction, weird, funny, fun metal things guy era or
His
the
reaction
how
is
to in
incredible.
30 seconds era or the educational guitar era, like the channel over 11 years has been through such an insane journey, and it has been the most incredible thing I have been a part of in my.
The longevity of his channel, and I will give Nick all of the props in the world for this. He found ways to keep his channel so fresh for 11 straight years. Most people can't even keep their channel fresh for a week. I could barely keep my channel fresh for a day. But 11 years, that's a man who gets it.
My entire life. And it's something I will always be thankful for. It's something I'll always be blessed to have
not say goodbye.
done this for literally my entire adult life since I was 17 years old. I'm going to be 29 soon. And that's crazy for me to think in just say it out loud. There's been so many ups, but with the ups, there's been a lot of downs. And my personal life is not something I necessarily share.
It's the side
with
people don't
you
see.
guys. I mean, my whole adult life has been basically broadcasted on the internet. So the little bit of space, personal stuff, family things I have, like I don't really share with you guys. And I don't think it's the space because I always want to keep that space something positive and fun and
Bingo.
exciting.
Yep.
But
No
over
trauma
those
dumping.
years,
It's hard.
there's been times where there's been a lot of scary moments in my life where I've lost family members or losing half of my family or losing friends or people or not taking care of myself and completely neglecting just normal daily health existing things because I've just been so obsessed with YouTube and music and wanting to give everything I can to just build this crazy community and see how far we can go. But a lot of people don't realize over those times of me, going through things in my life is when I actually was uploading the most, whether it was like the How to Metal series or like the crazy cover binge. Like, I have a very unhealthy relationship with content where I will go through shit, and instead of necessarily dealing with it in that moment, 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, someone just, that's close to me passed away. Like, I guess let's go do the stream or get the YouTube video finished.
You're forced to kind of block all that stuff out when you're, you know, in the midst of being a content machine. And it's one of those things because you don't want to disappoint people. And I've seen, me on a much smaller scale, there's times where I have been just absolute, just waking up feeling like I'd never slept, my anxiety and depression issues, although YouTube has helped me kind of handle those, it never makes them go away. And there's like, especially when I was doing time-based videos, like, Sundays were Sleep Token, Tuesdays we did Tool, now we're doing A Perfect Circle. When we finish this album, we'll be going into Pussifer on Tuesdays. And there's been times, I'm not saying it's been every time, but there has been times where, it's Monday night, I have a video that's due Tuesday, and I haven't even started it yet because the last couple days I have just not felt like myself. I have felt miserable, and just everything felt like an unbelievable chore where YouTube is supposed to be fun. We're making funny videos for people to make them smile, to make them laugh, to make them, experience music with with us. And it's such an incredible thing to do, but sometimes, you're so focused on that you neglect everything. And like how Nick was saying, he's lost family members, through these 11 years and whatnot. When you're so focused on the content, you never have time to grieve. You never have time to process those emotions. So you just kind of suppress them. And then eventually, once you suppress so many things, it's like pouring a liquid into a cup. You keep piling it up. What's going to happen? It's going to spill over, and you're going to be dealing with every single bit of those emotions all at one time. And it's so horrible he's going through this.
Which again, like, I have the most blessed job in the world, and I'll never take that for granted. But I've never taken that proper time to just absorb things like that, like a normal, I think, human, basically.
Normal processing.
I would reach so many points throughout these years of total burnout where most people have talked about burnout. They stop, they take a break, they deal with it. I would just burn. In those moments, I would just say, look, shit's tough, but like, you have the most blessed thing in the world. Like, you can do this. You have you have a
show
channel,
must go
you have
on
a community
kind of
that cares, you have music. Like, just, who cares? Just go, just do what you have to do. And I did that, and I would always do that. And, a lot of those things over time, just time heals, and, I've made peace with them, but I've never actually taken the time to not just burn. I was not okay in many of those moments, and I should have taken a second and stopped. Yeah. But as I got older, I think what I realized the most is it's okay to take time. And I never did that. And that's where I think when it comes to the now, there has been...
Before we get into the now, like, taking time, like, it doesn't matter if you're making content or if you're doing something else. Your mental health is critical to do anything. If you suffer, like, let's say, from anxiety or depression, and you neglect your mental health, that is going to make living 10 times harder than it normally is. Everything you do is going to feel like you're climbing a mountain, climbing out of bed. you're climbing up Everest. You know, getting in the shower, you're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Like, you are doing the simplest of tasks. However, in your mind, it feels like you are doing the most impossible thing ever. And if you like he never it never seemed like he found true closure on a lot of things that he kind of suppressed. And it's okay, regardless of what you're doing, to kind of just take a step back and breathe for a minute. You know, however long it takes for you to process and go through what you're going through, there is no such thing as taking too much time to take care of yourself. And if that's something as you're younger, you don't really learn that, because you feel like you have to be on that grind 24/7. But as you get older, you kind of are hitting that wall where you kind of have like no choice but to accept that. I'm glad he is, figuring that out,
So
though.
much happening, whether it's been, all the projects that have developed over the years, the amazing things we've had, and, like the awards show,
He's done so many things.
the
It's
Battle of the
insane.
Bands thing, the music, working with all these artists, having the shorts of How to 30 Seconds into the full thing, the streams, the album parties, the million projects I have, where I've spread myself so thin that I know the foundation is not solid enough to withhold another time of going through that crazy burnout. And
Yeah.
I need to take a second and just figure out my life. I need to step back. My entire adult life, I've been on the internet. You're sitting there, what's happening in the scene, what band's doing this, what's releasing this. I've never just taken a second to just disconnect.
Right.
And
Because if you disconnect, or if you don't disconnect and you stay perma plugged in, you're just gonna, like how he's talking about, he was just burning and burning and burning. It's gonna get to the point where he will straight up resent making content, because like I said earlier, it's going to feel like that absolute chore that just could never get done. And it's when his famous saying is, we do fun metal things here. If he keeps going, it's just, we're going to do metal things here, or we do metal things here. Like, the fun aspect of it will be sucked away completely.
just taking a second to just disconnect.
He needs
And I
that.
need to step back and just disconnect for a while. I need to
Absolutely.
remember to go outside.
Yeah,
to just
that's
I need
important.
to deal with health shit. I need to just make sure that I'm in check, because if not, then I know it's going to further, hurt any creativity, and then
Yeah.
in the end hurt content, and then hurt the community that I care the most about, that we've built over so many years. So I need to take a step back and just disconnect from everything,
That's
from
smart.
content. There's so many things that we've had going that, will hopefully eventually continue. We have things like Core Kid, that like that's kind of its own business that doesn't really require to be nonstop on the internet. Like, that will continue, and it's its own thing. But anything with content, or me, or streaming, or whatever it might be, posting, like, I need to step back and disconnect, man. I need to take the time and just I need to figure out my shit. And I want to give again a thank you to all of you that have been here since, whether you're here from the start, whether you are here since yesterday, for showing the support, for caring about this thing we do here, fun metal things, for being able to come together as a community, to be a place to share shit with, to have people to relate to. Like, I don't think you guys will ever understand how much that means to me.
He's
And
fighting
to all
back
the
tears, man.
musicians that
Making
have
me
come on the
wanna
show and
cry.
also shared that with us, and have worked with us, and the people that have helped along the way. It means the world. We've accomplished such crazy things that, again, if I told this to 17-year-old Nick, hey, there's one day this is all going to happen, There's going to be a crazy award show. You're going to work with these people. We're going to have this beautiful
Bullshit.
community of people that just love metal music. He would have said you're insane. He wouldn't have believed it for a second. And
Oh my God, don't cry.
that's something that just makes me happy to know. So thank you guys all for that. Now with that, I didn't want to leave without giving you guys a little bit of a parting gift.
Oh?
So as this video is out and you've been watching, I have just released a special EP, which is a 2000s metalcore throwback EP with some modern touches. It's basically a reference to the era of all the music I grew up listening to that I love close to my heart even to this day, with a lot of the incredible musicians that I grew up listening to and these bands I loved. So the EP features All That Remains, Darkest Hour, Caliban, Buried Immoral, The Ghost Inside. And it is...
Holy hell.
It's a banger. It's something I'm very proud of. And much love to everyone who was involved. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a snippet of one of the songs here. But if you can, it's out now.
Ooh.
Go stream it on Spotify. Go watch the album stream on YouTube. I'm going to be uploading that too. And just enjoy and share it around if you like. Yeah, that's my parting gift to you guys. And if you take anything away from this, it's that I hope you guys continue to just share music and enjoy that beautiful thing, because not everyone in the world gets to do that, you know. No. And I hope to see the community continue to grow that we have in Discord or whatnot, and just the community as a whole continue to grow. And I hope you guys never forget, because I know I won't, that we did fun metal things here.
Oh,
I hope you guys enjoy the EP. It's called The Lost Chapters. It's out now. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Oh. Is this the I don't want to spoil it, because I definitely want to check this out. You know, for anybody who is trying to be like an aspiring content creator in like the metal music scene or anything, you know, this is a guy who, you know, has paved the way for us hitting record for the first time and uploading onto YouTube. You know, he's on like the Mount Rushmore of content creators in the metal scene. The amount of things that he has done, and like I said, over the 11 years, has adapted and just kept his content fresh. It's incredible, and it really shows, you know, that he gets it. I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping he was clickbaiting us, and I was looking, you know, like, oh, it's May, he's not April Foolsing us, but yeah, whether you're doing content creation or anything, your mental health comes first in everything you do. If you are not in the right mental space, you are not going to produce well. Whether that be, you know, talking to doctors or to counselors, or in this case, you know, just kind of taking a step back from, you know, what's ultimately causing your stress. And that's a very hard thing to identify sometimes, because everybody is different. All of us have different stressors. But once you find that core reason for why you are noticing, whether it be your mental health or your physical health declining, once you're able to cut that out, you can finally start to breathe. You can finally start to improve yourself and improve your quality of life. And, you know, in Nick's case, it's horrible to say, because it's like the one thing that was driving him down is the one thing he loved doing the most. And I don't know how long he's been feeling this way for, but one thing I do know is massive respect and massive props to him for, you know, coming to that conclusion. Because sometimes it's hard to look at the things you love as the things that are ultimately causing you the most trouble. Anybody who does content creation for like metal music or anything like that, everybody always aspires to be the next Nik Nocturnal, you know? His content throughout the years has just been absolutely top-notch, incredible. I'm glad to see that he's not, like calling quits for good. Obviously, for doing this for 11 years, you love what you do. But sometimes when you do something for so long, the thing you love can kind of become the thing you hate whenever you're experiencing the burnout, or in his case, the burning. Good on him though. I hope he finds the peace he's looking for. Because once he kind of gets back into that, you know, that calming mindset, he's gonna come out with absolute ragers as far as content goes. It's gonna be nuts. So I think in the long haul for this, it's gonna be best for him. Yeah, like I said, I don't usually do videos like this, but somebody said, you got to watch this, and I know a lot of us here on the channel, the community we've built here, we all know who Nik Nocturnal is. We all love Nik Nocturnal. Wishing him nothing but the best, in his, kind of understanding of himself and understanding of the current moment in his life. But yeah, oh yeah, everybody's gonna be waiting. Everyone's gonna be waiting for the day he returns. And again, you can't put a time frame on mental health. You need to take every last second that you can to heal yourself. So he'll be back. I'm glad to hear that. But oh, Nik Nocturnal, man. Him crying at the end, I swear to God, I was gonna bawl my eyes out.